Hey, welcome to Kate Crafts. I'm Kate. Today I would like to share with you my make for the Build Your Stash Holiday Card Challenge number 37. Let's get started. To kick things off, I have the Your Next Stamp House on the Hill die cut out with some gold paper, and then we've got the Stitched Snowflake backdrop by Fawn, as well as some Spiffier Speckles paper. So the panel that we use to cut with the Stitched Snowflake backdrop, we're going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So that way we get the border of the Spiffier Speckles, the foily one, so it looked nice. And this is the one without the foil. So next we are going to take our foiled one and we are going to cut this down by 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So that way we can have our little mat for matting, or yeah, for framing. So because I want to be a little stingy here, we are going to use a frame die, and we are just going to cut that center out because I really like this paper. I think it is pretty, and I thought it would be nice to save out the center since you're not going to see it. And I do enjoy doing this for a lot of my cards, especially when the paper is very pretty. You're not going to see the middle of it, and nobody's going to be none the wiser unless they happen to watch my videos, which the recipient of the card probably doesn't watch card making videos, so I think we're going to be okay. So I'm just adding some glue on the outside of that one, and then along the border here we are going to add some glue, so we have 2 lines of glue going on, and I'm not gluing over anything. So I'm going to stand above this and I'm going to line it up so that way I've got that pretty little border around my panel, and I'll give that a good mash. So once that's done, we are going to figure out what we want to do next. Now I've got this extra little piece right here that I think would look really nice in that little corner, and then I think, oh, maybe I'll put it over here. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball all of this together, and we're going to glue and trim everybody down. Now, this house on the hillside, as of this recording, 9/11/2023, it is still available in the Your Next Stamp website. They are going out of business, and once everything is gone, it is gone. I think the owner is retiring, and I'm kind of sad to see a Canadian company taking its leave. But I understand that, you know, sometimes you gotta live your life and let things go, and I'm kind of sad to see them go because they've got a lot of neat stuff. So make sure, if you are watching this currently, to go ahead and give a check out on their website. They've got some reasonable prices and some decent shipping prices to the United States and all throughout Canada. Now, I don't know if they ship internationally. You might have to read that in the fine print. So once I've gone ahead and figured out where I want to put that, I want a circle, because this is going off of a sketch that I had to follow. This is sketch number 37 of the Build Your Stash Holiday Card Challenge group, and I needed a circle. So I'm just going to take this Magic Iris plate die here, and I just want that center. I thought about using an outside-in stitch circle die, but I didn't really want the stitching on the circle itself. I kind of wanted to leave the stitching to the snowflakes. So once I've added some glue and some tape runner, we are just going to line this up onto the card as best as we can. And then once we're happy with that, we will give it a good little mash down. And then once we have that, we are going to add our little circle here. Now, I needed a sentiment for it. I didn't think I was going to need a sentiment for it, but we've got that big gap up there, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. And I mean, this card almost reminds me of like those Bethlehem scenes that you would see right before the nativity scene. And yeah, I thought I would just go with Warm Wishes. And this is from a Woodware stamp set that I got, I think 2 Christmases ago. Yeah, I think it was one of the first little Christmas sets that I got, and I really like the thick lettering because I find it really nice for embossing. It really stands out. So we've just got this Wow ultra fine gold embossing powder that we are just going to load this up with, and careful not to spill everywhere. We'll put the lid back on that, Oh, no, wait, we're going to add a little bit more because I missed a spot. So once I'm happy with the amount, eventually, I will put the cap back on and put it off to the side so I don't make a mess. And once that's done, we are going to add our heat tool. So I'm going to go in from the back just to get the plastic, well, the embossing powder cooking. And then we are going to melt it from the front, and voila. So once that's all set and cooled down, we are going to take our paper trimmer and we are going to trim ourselves a little panel. Now, if you don't know what Build Your Stash Holiday Card Challenge is, I will leave a link in the description box below to the blog as well as the Facebook group. It is a fun monthly challenge where you could make as many cards as your heart desires using the given sketch on each month. And I believe there are some interesting prizes to be won. So once we've got that cut out, we will add a little bit of glue to the back. Grab the reverse tweezers, and I'm going to line it up to one side so that way I can trim off that other edge there and make it all nice and even. So once I've got a little bit of an adhesion with that, I'm going to line that up in my Fiskars trimmer, and then we'll set that off to the side, and then there we have our little sentiment. But first, I gotta be picky. So I'm going to grab a piece of full stick post-it note, and I am going to use it to save my fingers from being chopped off. Yes, I highly recommend doing this method if you have small pieces and don't want to fit your finger in. Now, you could remove the guard, but I don't trust myself enough to remove that guard because I've been known to look away while I'm cutting and come within a few millimeters of taking the tips of my fingers off. So, yeah, I kind of need that guard. Are you as clumsy as I am? I'd like to know in the comments below, because I can be pretty clumsy. So once I've added a little bit of glue on there and mashed that down, my card is complete. All it needs is a card base. So here you have the sketch that I was working off of, and here you have my finished card. I hope you enjoyed today's content. If so, please give it a like. I also welcome you to subscribe, as I post weekly. Here's another video I think you might enjoy. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care.